Alright guys, we are picking up where we left off. I'm going to show you how to make an auto tiler. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Open up a new scene, new custom node, tile map, create. Alright, now we're doing basically the same thing we did last time, except for we're going to explore that auto tile feature. So what I want you to do is on the right hand side, click tile set, new tile set, and then click the picture right in the center. Just click it and it'll bring up that bottom bar here. Hit this button. It's going to give us a bigger window to work because we're going to need it. Hit this little plus sign to add a tile set or add a texture for us to make a tile set out of it. And we are going to be using this practice tile set A here. And this will be under those tiles that I gave you in that pack. So open this. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I have a little plus sign and a minus sign, minus zooming out, plus sign zooming me in. These tiles, I believe they are 32 by 32, but what we need to do first is we need to hit new single tile, and then you can hit this little snapping button and then click one of the tiles. So this will bring up the object. Until you click in the tile, it doesn't give you the option to set the snapping size. It looks like 32 by 32 is already correct. The snapping's on. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on this auto tile here. I showed you guys how to use the single tile and the atlas. We're going to work with this new auto tile here. Oops, it looks like it. I'm going to delete that. I'm deleting that old tile here. Okay, so I just clicked it and deleted it. That's not going to be a big deal if you have it or not. So new auto tile is what I'm going to select, and we are going to be making auto tiles out of this section here. I know they look like they're kind of strangely shaped, but there's a reason for that. So I'm making an auto tile out of this section here, and you can add collision onto these shapes, and you can add occlusion, that's for blocking like light, different navigation, but the thing we're really needing to work on is this bitmap. So select bitmap right here at the top, and over here on the right hand side you'll see that there's different sized bitmaps that you can do. You can do minimal and 2x2. We're going to leave it on 2x2, but here's how it works. You just select in there and it's going to fill up that section. You can right click to, if you made a mistake and you don't want to use it, you can right click and it'll get rid of that. So basically if there's nothing around the tile, and you color this all the way in, it's going to use this tile. Now if there's this, if one tile's there and then there's one next to it, it will use this tile. And then if there's one below and at the corner, it'll use that tile. This just basically maps and tells the computer or which tile to put where. This is like our drawing. This is like our map to tell it when to use what. So you're going to need to fill this in just like this. And you can experiment with it and make it work for different patterns. This is how this pattern works. There are 4 tiles that have the same pattern, which are these bubble ones here and that solid one. So these 4, I'm going to make it where these tiles can be interchanged, and it'll interchange them randomly. So basically what's going to happen is this is going to be like a water background type of map, and most of the time I want it to use this tile, and randomly I want it to sprinkle in these other bubble tiles here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and name my tile set. Over here on the right hand side it says selected tile. I'm going to call this the water tile set, and I'm gonna hit this I so I can know, okay, yes, this is the section I want, water tiles. And we're gonna move on to the next button, priority. The priority decides between those tiles how often is that tile gonna come up. The ones that we need to work with are these 4 right here. Now I want this one to come up the most, so up here in the top left there's a fraction. The higher you crank up this fraction, the more often it's going to appear. I clicked it, I don't know, 10 times or so. The number's not important. While you're, as of right now, I mean, it's going to be important if you wanted one to appear more often. But anyway, I selected this one and I cranked up this number about 10, 12 times. Now I'm going to select this first bubble here, and I'm going to just click up 2 times, and this says for every 25 times 3 of them are going to be this bubble. Then I'm going to go to the next one. Every 25 one's going to be that bubble. I'm going to turn this up a couple. Now it says every 27 3 of them are going to be that one. Now it says, this one says, I'm going to turn this one up a couple times. So you can see that fraction kind of changes as you add more to it. So this one's going to appear the most. This one's going to appear, and these 3 should appear about the same. Okay, now it's kind of hard to visualize what's going to happen, but this next part's really cool. Okay, so well, first we got to choose an icon. An icon's just basically like a thumbnail. What you see, which tile is like your base tile. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so I chose icon and I chose this one. Now over here on the right hand side, let's save our tile set. So save as, and this is going to be our water tile set, and it's saving under tile sets. Now if we pull this down, we can actually try and draw with this. So just click on your tile map, and there it is. And the tile, is, as you see, is the wrong size. You see it's only filling up a quarter of the tile. So we're going to want to change our cell size, because this cell is not, these tiles are not 64 by 64. They are 32 by 32. So here we go, 32 by 32. Now when you click and drag, you can draw, and when they make connections, the computer is going to fill them in based upon what tiles are around it. It looks like I may have made a mistake with mine, but when you get it, if you get it right, it'll fill it in, and it will automatically know which tiles need to go where. Let's see if we can figure out what I did wrong with mine. But you can see in the background that it's putting mostly the full tiles, and then it's randomly sprinkling in the other bubble tiles. Let's check my bit mask and see if I made a simple mistake. I may have made a mistake and I may have not seen it. So let's take a look at that. Back to my water tile here. And I'm going to select this one. I'm going to check out my bit mask. It doesn't look like I made any mistakes. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it acts weird, but you have to get this like part just perfect. Here's what the minimal mode looks like, so you can add more. It just gives you more combinations. So like if your tiles need a more precise setup. I wanna try this bit mask mode, and let's see how this one works. I'm gonna go with this next one here. Okay, let's try that. I pushed G, that's the bucket mode, and I right clicked. That's how I got rid of all of that. So let's draw. See, it's still drawing it on the side, when usually it's a lot more intuitive. Maybe it's because it's rotated. I think it might be because it's rotated. Let me rotate it one more time. Nope. Rotate it again. I don't know. It's just all womper jawed. It doesn't need to be like that. Anyway, when you get this right, and whenever we work the kinks out of this, it'll fill in the sections for you automatically, and it'll just make stuff look. That looks like it needs to be. Let me try horizontal. That was what it was. Okay, so mine was just flipped incorrectly. So I got it that time finally. Oh well. Alright, so that's helpful. Let's go back to regular paint. So then if I draw like a square here and then I use the fill, boom. Now I have the inside of a little water cave kind of thing. Pretty cool. Glad we got this right. I'm going to go set it back to the minimal mode, which is the way it should be. So I probably messed it up whenever I was working with one of those other tile sets, like flipping them around. So that's something to keep in mind, that if you mess with it, you could mess up your other tiles or how they're just getting placed down. I put it back on 2x2 so you can see that it's going to be the same. I hit save, so it saved that. And then you should be able to just continue drawing. There we go. Alright, so that's the end of this video. This is how you do auto tile sets. I will see you guys in the next video.